Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Shochiki Hoyo. I will begin today's service with the chanting of Sambujo, followed by the reading of the names of the people that for this month. The members of our Betsuing come together virtually today to observe our March Shochiki Hoyo. This is our monthly service remembering friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of March. They are Yoshimasa Hatano, Billy Kazuyoshi Hatano, George Kashiwagi, Motoyo Okamoto, Kanichi Kataoka, Fusa Takeda, Takeo Yamasaki, Yasuko Ikuma, Kiyono Masui, Heizo Kamada, Kazuo Kimura, Tatsuko Sumida, Yuki Kobata. We realize in the cherished memories of those we love that we have lost, the impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the flowers offered remind us of the delicate truth of life's impermanence. and may the light that burns brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida's light of wisdom that dispels the darkness of selfishness. Namandav, 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 namandav. Please join me in the chanting of Jusege. join me in the reading of the three treasures, followed by Sankyemon. Three treasures. Fortunate it is to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of way to enlightenment and awaken within us a highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Sankyemon. Ninjin ukete gatashi ima sudeni uku. Buppo kiki gatashi ima sudeni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dose zumba. Sarani izure no shou ni mukatte ka konomi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tate matsuru beshi. Mizu kara butsu ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujo to tomo ni daido wo taigye shite mujoi wo okosan. Mizu kara ho ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujo to tomo ni fukaku kyozo ni irite chie umi no gotoku naran. Mizu kara so ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujo to tomo ni daishu wo tori shite issai muge naran. Mujo jinjin mimyo no ho wa 100,000万語にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を下し立て祭らん。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。Good morning again. What changeable weather we've been having. I understand late last night it rained, and a few days before it was so windy, and then we had some clouds like it threatened to rain again. But always we have our sun coming out, and I think it's sun shining now. We are certainly very fortunate to have such changeable weather. Another thing I'm concerned about is, have all of you got your vaccine? Have you gotten the 2 vaccinations that makes you partly safe? Even though you want to be careful when you're outside, make sure you have your face mask and keep your social distance to continue to be safe and well. Today, we are observing the March Shochiki Hoyo for those loved ones who we have lost. When we lose someone we love, every year, when their month of passing draws near, we cannot help but think of them again. As we remember them, loving thoughts come to our mind with many life lessons they have taught us. And we also cannot help but appreciate how fortunate to have had them in our lives. We know each time we must know loss in life, we realize again that life is not forever. This is the Buddha Dharma, as we all know well. This is the truth in life. One of the most essential teachings of Buddhism, impermanence, the teaching that reminds us again and again that nothing remains the same, that all things are constantly changing. I like to share some memories of my mothers, my mom and my mother-in-law, as my thoughts of them are always in my heart. In fact, they both had birthdays this month, March 1st and March 6th. I feel all of our mothers have impacted our lives. And for me, they have given me many life lessons, sharing so much, such as how to cope with everyday encounters, as well as sharing many things they enjoyed in their lives. It has been 26 years since my mother's passing and 21 years since losing my mother-in-law, but I still think of them quite often. I feel my mom and my mother-in-law were very forgiving and patient with me as they shared the importance of everyday life. We had our few differences, but still, we had a warm and loving relationship. I remember my parents going to work early and home long after we'd been home from school. I remember her telling me it was my duty to take care of my younger siblings. I had 2 younger sisters and 2 younger brothers, and that I was to take care of them in her absence. It was really tough. It was rough, trying to make them listen to me. Oh. As kids, like any large families, we experienced much disagreements, arguing about the chores to be done and who's to do them. This happened a lot. Well, we eventually got our chores done. I feel our grown-up years were very tough for our parents. I know they were exhausted after working all day, and then hearing us monkuing and complaining, especially my mom, as she heard us. Or maybe she just ignored our interactions, hoping that we learned from them. What she did was she just went out in her garden of vegetables and flowers and tend to them, allowing us to work it out. I finally really understood my mom's concern for our welfare as she and Dad endured our horrible behavior, and yet was always there for us, extending loving care, raising 7 of us. I think this was a learning experience of life. Now as adults, we kind of look out for each other's welfare. My mother-in-law came into my life when I met and married Billy. To me, I felt she was the perfect mother-in-law, especially in my eyes. As I learned, she was knowledgeable in just about everything. She knew everything: sewing, cooking, crafting, knitting, crocheting, and even all sorts of alteration. Like I said, just everything. If she didn't know it, she was willing to learn. Oh, she was so patient and supportive to me and eager to share anything I wanted to learn. Well, especially as I struggle with my sewing or knitting or crocheting, boy, in my earnest effort, I try to sew. She would show me how to sew in sleeves to make the right side and left side even, or sew a zipper so it won't buckle up. I really tried. And sometimes I was okay with it. And other times, when she came to visit, she would just do it for me. Boy, did that make me happy. And if I was knitting or crocheting something, she would look at it and admire it, kind of figure out the pattern, and next you know, she's done several rows for me. She was always so encouraging, not to say, "What is this?" She just thought, oh, I'll do something to help you out. You know what? And she also made these beautiful umbrellas. You have to see it to wonder how it's made. I thought this was one of the very detailed things. The umbrellas, if you look closely, they're made out of cigarette wrappers off of cigarette packs. Makes you wonder how many of these wrappers she had to save to even make one umbrella. Maybe if you're familiar with one of the cigarette brands, the one with the red, which is probably the one that's standing up in the back, I think that was Lucky Strike. And the one in the front, kind of with the spiral, I would guess Chesterfield. And the blue and the red one, maybe Pall Mall. I'm not really sure, but I think those are the brand. But can you imagine? These are things that people would just throw away. And to wonder how many of these things did she save to make these. She was so resourceful. Then she also made these beautiful carnations out of leftover yarn. She was so creative. I'm sure amongst her friends, they all shared all the crafts they were making. And to think about that, I've had these for years and years and years, but I still treasure them. And my umbrellas still look like they're brand new, like she just made it. And I just treasure these items, and I'm keeping them too, because they can't be duplicated. She also loved working in the garden. She had beautiful flowers and fruits in her yard. In fact, both of my mothers loved to work in their gardens. I miss them a lot. And I think of them whenever I try some of the activities they did so well. Well, maybe we could try to grow our garden. The weather's so agreeable, so warm and nice. So we should go out and plant our flowers and vegetables and bring them to fruition. And then who knows, in a few months, you will be seeing the results of your hard work. Oh, you don't want to plant any gardens? Well, that's okay. How about let's try planting a garden of our daily living? I received this poem, Garden of Daily Living, from a friend over the internet. It said, author unknown, and I wanted to share this with you today. I have added some Buddhist teaching and sprinkled some thoughts of the golden chain throughout the rows of my garden of daily living that I am really trying hard to live. I think I'm going to go ahead and plant some vegetables and spice. I'm going to start with 3 rows of squash. The first row, I'm going to learn to squash indifference. I will try to talk it out and understand the situation and hopefully come to some agreement. And the second row, squash grumbling. I will try not monkuing or complaining and just accept things as they are. You know how we complain about the weather. Oh my gosh, it's raining today. I was going to do this. But you should think, it's raining, but we need the water, right? So you could change the negative to a positive and not complain about things that we can't change. Or chores to be done. Just do it, right? The third row, squash selfishness. I will try thinking of others, not only of myself, and try to be thoughtful and kind. Then I'm going to plant 2 rows of peas. Peace of mind. I will try to be aware of my feelings as well as others with caring and understanding. Peace of heart. I will try to be okay with myself, know who I am, and how I affect others. I will always remember those loved ones in my heart, sharing many life lessons that have enriched my life. And now I'll plant 3 rows of lettuce. First row, let us be faithful. We will try to live a life of Nembutsu with caring and understanding, to be thoughtful and supportive. Let us be kind. Let us be kind and gentle to all living things, family, friends, parents, pets, our surroundings, as we are oneness with all. Let us be patient, as I am still learning about life each day, trying to make each day memorable. To round out my garden of daily living, I must try to have some time for each other. I feel even just a simple hello or a smile could make the difference in someone. It will. If you have the days that you're feeling real gloomy and somebody just comes up to you and say, "Hi, Grace, you're looking so well," you can't think but think nice thoughts back, right? So that's what this means. Time for family. Because I rely on each of them, I will be supportive and love them regardless of our differences. Time for friends. I need my friends in my life. In fact, we all need our friends, so must choose wisely. Well, how am I going to take care of my garden? I will water freely with patience and cultivate with love. I know I can't control the weather, but I can work on my attitude and behavior as I walk through my garden of daily living. A lot of growth can be found in our garden, but remember the old saying, we reap what we sow. In this case, we do as we say. Let us open our Dhamma eyes and enjoy each day and make the best of them. Also, help others grow their daily garden as we grow ours. May our crop be bountiful, and in this case, may our action be receptive. Today, as we remember loved ones that we have lost, let us remember again to appreciate the many life lessons that they have taught us. And how fortunate we have been that they were so much part of our lives. Thank you for virtually attending this monthly memorial service, this Shochiki Hoyo, and please enjoy each day with gratitude as we tend to our garden of daily living. Please join me in Gassho. As we walk through our garden of daily living, let us live a life of Nembutsu with caring and understanding. Let us be patient as we are still learning how to enjoy life each day, especially during this COVID pandemic, making each day memorable. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, samanda, samanda. Please join me in singing the closing gatha, Amida's Paradise. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. Thank you for joining me for today's Shochiki Hoyo. I want to thank Stuart Ito for his technical support and his patience to have this service virtually viewed, and also to Reverend Patty for giving us the background music for our closing gatha. This will conclude today's service. Please be safe and well, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for attending. Namo Tavas Namanda Samanda.